What is up, VCT EMEA enjoyers? Welcome back to the second episode of our podcast, The Spike Drop. I am your host, Yingsu, and this week I'm joined by neilzinho and benjyfishy from Team Heretics. We talked about the season, we talked about playoffs, we looked ahead to Toronto as well, and a lot of other fun stuff. So make sure you watch, listen, give us a like, comment on who else you want to see on the podcast, and obviously feedback is always welcome. But for now, enjoy. We're back, and this time I'm joined by neilzinho, the coach of Team Heretics, and benjyfishy as well.
Hi.
Welcome to the podcast. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing fantastic.
Oh, good.
It's quite early for me. You guys watching it, you probably don't really care, but it is quite early for me. It's just like the earliest I've woken up in a long time.
When do you normally wake up?
I normally wake up around so we start.
Be careful.
Be careful.
You're going to say 50 minutes before we start or something.
No, 10 minutes.
No, because I need to get. I wake up like an hour before I go to the office. Because we get to the office by 1 p.m. Normally. It depends on what time we have our match at. If it's a late match, then we get to the office at 1. So I wake up at 12.
Wow. When do you wake up, Neil?
8:30.
Yeah,
Half
yeah,
eight?
it's crazy.
When do you go to sleep?
Like latest midnight. I'm old.
He's like a full adult.
Yeah, me and Weber are in the office like 9 a.m.
Oh, wow.
Almost every morning.
That's nice. I like that. I think you get more done when you wake up early.
Yeah.
It's a good habit. It's a good habit. Now, I'm really excited about this episode because UK boys making all the noise. You know, having 3 of us representing is very rare in esports. You rarely ever see it.
Especially in a shooter.
Yeah.
Especially, that's crazy.
Yeah, and I want to ask you about this. So first of all, let's kind of give people some context. I'll come to you for this, Neil. Mm-hmm. Let's define the UK scene. You know, what reputation is it? What are the stereotypes, and why is it so hard to get out of the UK?
I mean, I don't really know what it's like in Valorant. I've only got experience from playing in UKCS, which was kind of like a cesspit, just toxic people. So, I mean, I think it was also when I played as well, it was a long time ago now, like 2014 or 15 was when I quit.
Oh, how old were you then, Benjy?
Even born?
2014, I was 10.
Yeah.
You quit
so
when
it's
I
like,
was 10.
Yeah, that's shambolic, actually.
Oh, wow.
I don't know. I think people just had a different outlook on games in the UK. It's not like, maybe it is now, but culturally it's not common to play PC games.
In like England, it's all console.
Yeah,
like
Call of
everybody's
Duty
like
and
FIFA. Yeah, like nobody's really like, I don't know. Especially when I was growing up, because I got my first ever laptop when I was 8, right? And since then, I was playing like League. I was playing like.
Could have been
CS.
playing against him.
I could have been playing against him. There was a chance, but I wasn't good enough, sadly. But you know, when I was 8 years old, I feel like if you were in like a different country, I don't know, like any other country apart from England, I probably would have had friends that also played like a PC game. But all of my friends at school, they were all just like FIFA, Call of Duty, like all console. So yeah.
How did you get out of the UK?
I think mine was a bit different because Fortnite it's nowhere like near as, I don't know, it's a lot different like CS, the UK CS scene, for example. Like Fortnite, there was all like open tournaments and there was no like, I don't know. It was, since everything was open, everybody could play and there was no like restrictions on where you come from or whatever. So it didn't really depend on where you lived. It was more, I mean, with Fortnite, it was more down to what ping you had. That was like if you come from the UK, you have low ping, so you're probably going to do better in tournaments. So
when you moved to Valorant, because, you know, a lot of people move, like you said, from PC games, from CS, so on and so forth. Did you ever feel like respected a little bit less because you're a Fortnite kid?
Oh, 100%.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, when I first swapped, I was like, my plan was I'm just going to grind ranked for like a year straight. Because I wanted to kind of build I want people to respect me out of like the pro scene, because I was like Radiant before I'd even quit Fortnite. And I had played with like pros before, and the only pros that probably respected me were ones that played Fortnite before. Like, for example, like Mystic used to play Fortnite, and so he probably respected me more than, I don't know, just a random pro on Valorant. So I kind of wanted to build up my name for still being a good Valorant player over than just being that Fortnite guy that swapped, So that's kind of what my goal was at the start.
You don't care though as a coach, right? They can come from any game. It's not like it doesn't bother you.
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah.
If anything, it's like if you come from a different game, especially if you're younger, for me it's a lot easier to coach someone because you just get to mold them in your vision. Whereas if you get someone even who's a bit older from CS or something, they come with they already come with like a vision of how they think the game should be played and bringing habits from CS. But if it's from Fortnite or PUBG, like Boo played PUBG, I think.
Really? I didn't know
I think
that.
So.
I thought he came from CS.
I mean,
I think he played CS.
He was CS, but
it's like
this guy loves PUBG. He loves PUBG.
Yeah, he plays PUBG. So I don't know. I don't really care what game you come from. It's like if you've got talent and the right attitude, I don't think it matters.
Have you guys played Valorant console yet?
Yeah, I did.
You played it in
I
cinema,
did.
no?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, it's the same. Like my friends from home, a lot of them still play on console, and so I told them, hey, Valorant's coming out on console, you should give it a try. Since they still watch my games. So I played it at one of my friends' houses and I was really bad. Like
really?
It was really difficult, yeah. But then the thing is, it was a few months ago, we did like a Heretics video where we went to like a big cinema and we played like on a cinema screen Valorant console, and I realized every one of my teammates suck on console. Like the thing is,
you were actually good.
No. But the thing is, I'm not good. It's just everybody. Like, I didn't realize how people not from the UK, they don't touch console. Like literally, none of my teammates ever played on controller before, and I was like, man, I played a lot of controller. Like even like when I was growing up before I got my laptop, I was all just console. So I knew how to move. I knew how to shoot a little bit. But my team, I was like 10 times better than all my teammates.
I think
like,
it's so
crazy.
hard. I can't use console.
It's
either.
just
I
how
mean, you
if
did
grow up.
retire in 2014.
Yeah, I know, but like,
So-
but even when I was like a kid, when I was tiny, or not tiny, like I'm saying tiny, maybe when I was like his age,
Yeah.
I still play games like GTA, but I still couldn't aim on the controller. It's so hard.
It is hard. It's a
feels
skill.
like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how people in COD and stuff do it at like a high level.
We'll get
It's
the
crazy.
coaches together, We'll get you, Mini. We'll get you guys see how you do it.
Yeah.
Very quickly before we move on, because I wanted to see how well you know each other. So can you name 3 teams or orgs the other person has been on in Valorant?
I can start with Neil.
Yeah, go on.
I know there's G2. I know there's Heretics. And
You said G2 before Heretics.
I mean, of course. Wait, G2, Heretics, and FPX.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, we accept that. All right,
Yeah.
what about Benjy? Oh.
Okay.
Come on, you know the team I was in before Heretics.
Yeah, I get
Yeah, but
you
I'm
brought
on the
him
spot.
in.
I know.
Because
What
that's
are they
where,
called?
that's where you found me from.
Was it
Yeah.
Enterprise?
Yeah, Enterprise.
Love that. I'm trying to think of the other ones.
Oh, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I was in 3 teams.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
why I'm asking
Yeah.
this question.
It was something weird, like something dragon.
Okay. Yes. it
And then
is.
was there not something called Pseudo Widow?
Yes. Okay. Let me explain.
Okay,
'Cause
what's
my-
the dragon one called though?
No. Okay. So basically, my first ever Valorant team was called Pseudo Woodoos.
There we go.
Okay.
Does that count as a
but-
point?
Yeah, that counts.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
you
You
got
get
it. You got
like
it.
10 points for that.
That is impressive. My first ever team was called Pseudo Woodoos, but then we made it to like a finals of a LAN, and there was like sponsors involved, and we weren't allowed to have the name Pseudo Woodoos. Because of like copyright
Yeah.
reasons. So we had to change it, and we're like, okay, what's like the cringest thing we could come up with? And we decided on Dragon Slayers
That's
with
what it
like
was.
3 Zs.
Zs, yeah, the Zs.
Yeah, like 3 Zs at the end. So if you go on my VLR, it says Dragon Slayers, but that team was actually Pseudo Woodoos.
That's actually really impressive.
Yeah.
That is incredibly impressive.
And
Neil.
also,
take it, we
I just
take
want to show, because Yinsu got me.
I don't know if you're allowed to.
Oh, am I not?
I think you can show
I'm
it.
gonna
If
show
you're
them
not allowed,
anyway.
we cut it out.
She got me some Pseudo Voodoo cards
Yeah,
from
there you
London.
go.
So yeah.
You're
Thank
living
you
your
for
best
that.
life.
Yeah,
Living your best life.
Exactly.
Before we talk about everything that happened this split and playoffs and so on and so forth, I do kind of want to go even further back, since we're already talking about some of the things happening from the beginning, which is Champs 2022, at least for you, Benjy. And that's probably, just before you guys ended up having your year ending up bringing Benjy in as well to Heretics. Now that felt like you know, a lot of the first big Valorant event you went to.
Yeah.
I think everyone was kind of following your tweets. There was a lot of hype around you as well. So talk me through what it was like to go to Champs. I don't know. Were you there, Neil? Did you go?
Istanbul.
Did you drive by?
Istanbul.
No.
Yeah.
No.
What was that like?
Was it Istanbul?
Yeah,
It
Istanbul.
was.
Yeah. It was the Loud Optic finals. But it was, yeah, man. It was like, for me, at that time, I was like just a really big fan of Valorant. Like, even when I was playing Fortnite, I was still watching Valorant, and it was just a game I was interested in. So the fact I got to go, just Riot invited me, like, it was the coolest experience ever. Like, for me, Fortnite, I didn't get to play many LANs because of COVID. Like, I kind of had I had a LAN in 2019, which was the World Cup. And then that was basically the only big LAN I got to play in, because after that was just COVID for like years and everything was online. So to be able to go to a tournament like in person felt really cool to me, because it's what I always wanted to experience again, because I only had the experience once. So yeah, it kind of gave me the hype sort of, and I don't know, it just made me like really motivated to want to get to that point of playing on like a big stage. And yeah, I mean, I just remember when I got home from that tournament, like I just wanted to play Valorant.
Oh.
Like it gave me the hype, you know. I was like, okay, I've got to.
That stage was nice.
That's what I'm getting to. That's what I want to get to.
Yeah.
So
what was it Berlin? Your big event, first in Valorant?
Yeah, Berlin, Masters Berlin. I think, was FPX at Istanbul? Because I was
Ah.
working with FPX.
They were. Yeah,
But I was working from home with them. So yeah, probably Masters Berlin.
But there was no crowd at the time, right? It was more just
just a studio.
players.
Yeah.
Did you have a
Players, studio.
similar feeling?
It was like COVID times, I think, or just after COVID times. Yeah, I think it was weird for me because I was halfway in from, like, when I was in G2, I was kind of like in a crossroads of should I stay in coaching or should I go back with my degree in construction? And it was like, do I trade stable job for a risky job? But I loved the risky job. So I think that was when I was kind of like, you know what, I could do this in G2. I was like, I'll give it a good shot. So
Yeah, it must have been so nice to make it to another one with crowd, right? With fans this time.
That was insane. I mean, Shanghai was crazy. Champions was also crazy. Yeah, insane.
You guys had a good run, have had a good run. Yeah. Now, one of the reasons I asked you about that is because I think the most iconic thing that came out of that event when it comes to you is your picture with Boaster.
Istanbul, yeah?
Yeah, in Istanbul. I think people drag it up every now and then. I think both of you are kind of day one Boasties. So what's the lore? Where does this come from?
With me
I
and
think
Boaster.
you have more law with Boaster.
I mean, I was Boaster's IGL for like, I don't know if it was a year, 6-7 months in CS. So yeah, I don't know when that was. We go back a long time.
Taught him everything he knows.
I don't know about that. I don't know how nice a person I was back then, to be honest. It was UKCS after all, so maybe I wasn't the nicest, but no, it was fun times. So that was, I honestly couldn't even tell you the year. Maybe 2012, 2013.
Wow.
Maybe, actually, no, I can't.
I was 8 years
old.
old.
No, I don't think it was. Maybe it was 2014. I think it was like 2014.
Yeah.
So I've known
just
Boaster
before
for a long time.
he sent you to retirement. You're like, I'm
did.
not playing anymore after this guy.
No.
Wait, he sent you to
No,
retirement?
he didn't. No.
But you're all very supportive of each other, you know?
Yeah.
I mean,
it's
I think
UK, it's like UK. I don't know.
Yeah.
I love all the UK boys, to be honest. I mean, for me with Boaster, I was just like, when I was just a Valorant fan, I just really liked Fnatic. Like I liked the vibes they had. I liked just watching them play. And I mean, for me, it was like, I didn't watch Valorant at like the start when, I don't know, like they lost to Sentinels at Reykjavik, or like kind of, I had to like catch up on the Fnatic lore, you know? And when I realized that they were just like losing everything and they would just crumble every international, the feeling when he won lock-in was so good for me. Like I remember I watched it live and oh my god, I swear it was like the best feeling ever. Like that grand final against Loud, oh my god,
you were so invested.
I was so invested. I remember also
clips.
watching the video of you and him watching it back. Oh, I was so happy.
It was so funny.
Yeah,
you were like sweating.
I was
like,
really
shaking.
I was like real diehard Fnatic fan, and that's why like nowadays, like it's for me it's still really special playing against Fnatic, because what it's a team I loved before. I mean, I still love them, but it was a team that when I was a fan, I loved the most. So yeah.
Does it sting a little bit more than when Boaster went to watch you guys play the finals of champs and famously took his top off
EDG.
and screamed that he was supporting EDG?
A little
Nah.
bit. I mean,
for me,
I don't really care. At the end of the day, he can support what team he wants. I know he still loves us.
Have you seen the clip? He did say that, like, I love Benjy. He's so hardworking.
He was gassing me up. I remember in an interview. I think he did one in. I forgot if he went to Shanghai for I think he was at Shanghai. Right? Yeah. I'm pretty sure it was an interview in Shanghai. He was saying how hardworking I was. So yeah, I mean, hearing that from somebody that I was such a big fan of, it was really, really cool.
Okay, I'm glad that you don't.
I don't deep it.
We don't instigate.
Of course.
I think it's also like you said as well. Like, not many people in UKCS kind of made it out. So for me, it's like I'm always gonna have respect for the people that did make it out, because I think the people that did are the ones that work the hardest. And Boaster obviously works really hard. Mini is always known for working really hard.
Oh, we don't need
EMEA
to pay
as well.
Mini compliments. My goodness, that guy doesn't need it.
Yeah, so I don't know. For me, it's just a respect thing.
The EMEA sneak, he's gonna love that.
Yeah, EMEA as well.
Yeah.
Was EMEA UKCS?
Yeah,
Oh,
dude,
yeah.
me and EMEA used to.
Have you heard him talk?
I mean, I know he's from the UK.
EMEA versus Weber was some.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, brutal.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, there's.
It was almost fist fights.
Oh.
Genuinely. Yeah.
Okay, so if you one day play against Cloud9, that's gonna
they're
be.
chilling now. They're good now.
But it'll be content.
They were
you know?
laughing about it.
Yeah.
We played them in Red Bull in off season, and Nimi was like, "Oh, I remember that time you tried to fight me after spring."
Who would you back? Who do you think would win in that fight?
Weber. Listen,
Dude, I feel like but Emmy's he's a tall guy.
he is.
He can
It'll
scrap.
be
And
a
he's
tough
bald,
one.
so he's
It'll
got
be
bald
a- it'll be a tough one.
I don't know,
Yeah.
it's a 50-50. I
He
think
can
Weber
scrap.
would go for the ankles first.
I will make it happen,
Like a chihuahua.
I'll talk to my people. And we move on from champs, we go through 2023, coming into, I guess, the latest iteration of Team Heretics. I think you set a trend a little bit,
We talked
Neil.
about this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
do
in the
you
car.
feel that way? Like, first of all, taking the chance on a bunch of kids and Boo, I think it's from the outside, it looks like a risk. What was the thinking behind that? Why did you take this risk? And do you think maybe everyone else has just copied you?
I mean, for me, it's something. So after G2, honestly, nothing against that roster, but again, that was like one of the ones I didn't have really any say in building, apart from getting Kellogg's in, and that was again like a rookie. And when I got Kellogg's in there, I seen how easy it was to teach someone, how to play, how I want to play. Then I went to Dark Zero in North America, and that was the first time I'd got like a full roster to myself where I could just choose who I want and how I want, and it worked really well. Like, we went from 80th to top 5 or something in NA within a couple of months. So that's where it started for me, like picking up kind of younger talent. And then obviously when it came to the first iteration, it was kind of like we had 10 days to build the roster. Half the team is already built, and it wasn't really my vision. And it was something I made like super clear to Heretics at the start when I signed. I was like, we'll obviously try our best in the first year, but this isn't how I see the team. Like, for me, I want to bring in the kind of young talent. And so we'd already agreed on it before we'd even brought this roster in. So it's just how I like to work, I think. And I realized it in G2 after that. So yeah, it's not like I went out and just lucked it. It's kind of like something, how I see the game and how me and Weber see it, that's how we like to work.
Your philosophy.
Yeah.
But I do think, like I said, a lot of other teams, they've taken this approach, they're taking chances on the younger talent, the rookies. But do you ever feel like, because Boo is a very important piece of this, it's not like you just picked up 5 kids.
No.
And there are other teams, maybe some rosters, who are ignoring the IGL aspect, ignoring this one veteran character. Are they doing that wrong? Is it how important it is to have Boo?
I mean, I think for me, again, all my experience in CS was as an IGL, so I know how important it is from, just playing. Like, if you don't have a vision as an IGL, it's impossible. Like, you can have a coach. I never had a coach in CS, so again, I'm kind of going back from just how I feel. But if you don't have an IGL who has the same beliefs as the coach, it doesn't matter, because the coach is never going to be able to control all 5 people in the game. So if you pick 5 people and throw them together, but the IGL doesn't believe in it and can't control it, and he doesn't share the same vision, then I think it's almost impossible. So for me, finding the right IGL is where you start get someone that shares your vision, involve them in the process. It wasn't like a dictatorship or anything. Like we'd pick up Boo, then we had Benjy, of course, and then we picked the team together. You know, it wasn't like just me and Weber. Like obviously put our opinions forward. We did.
I mean,
we included everyone.
Like even like during the trials for this roster, like they gave me say in it. Like when we were picking, because you always, I don't know. I think you believed a lot in having a team that gets on with each other. Like I think it's really important. Like I remember just one example, like when we trialed Enes, like Rian's, like I was so for getting him. I was like, we need to get this guy just because I loved him so much and I realized how good he was. So I was like,
he's so good.
I'm not having this team without Rian's. I pushed so hard for him. And I think, like they listened to me and you guys also believed in him. So
after like one scrim, we were like, oh my God.
Yeah, exactly.
And dude, it wasn't even like he was crazy individually. It was just like we interviewed everyone before they even got into the trial process, and
he's a good teammate.
He's an incredible teammate, and it's also someone that he was on our list, but he was kind of like a wild card. I'd watched him a lot, but I didn't really know what to expect. Like 18-year-old Turkish kid. Like I was thinking this guy's not going to speak a word of English. Maybe we get him in because Woot's English wasn't the best. Yeah. So we're like, man, we're going to get Enes in and he's not going to be able to really speak English. I know he played with English speaking teammates before, so I was kind of hopeful. But as soon as he got in and he just vibed straight away and his English was perfect. And we're like, oh my God. And then we seen him play and he was just so smart. Like
it's so
we knew we could work with him, you know?
It's so crazy to think he's the wild card because he's so good, you know? He's so consistent. But this is a personal decision from you, Benjy, to not have played tier 1 earlier. I remember we had a chat before. You said, you know, maybe there could be some tier 1 offers, but I'm a chill in tier 2 for a bit, develop, and then when the time is right, which doesn't happen very often. I think everybody wants to go to tier 1 no matter what. They would take any opportunity. So in hindsight, was that the best decision you made, do you think?
I think for me, it came down to what I said before about having people respect me. I think I didn't want to kind of disrespect the players that have worked really hard in Valorant and have grinded this game from the start. And just to see a Fortnite player with followers come into Valorant and just go join a tier 1 team, like for me, it didn't make sense. Like it wasn't what I wanted ever. I wanted to make sure I was good enough because in my head I was like, sure, I was good on Fortnite, but it's such a different game. Like I could just join a tier 1 team and bottle it and just do awful, and then I would probably never get the chance again to join a tier 1 team. Like that in my head was like the worst outcome, was that I would join a tier 1 team, do badly, and just not get the chance again, because Valorant was the game I loved. Like I had so much passion for it that the only thing I could see myself doing was playing in it professionally, and I didn't want to ruin that chance by just joining a team from my followers.
You didn't want your privilege to get you there,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah. That was the main thing for me. I wanted to make sure I was good enough before I joined. I wanted to get the opportunity for a trial, and the way I did that was by playing tier 2 and by kind of just improving myself. And I give like a lot of my respect to like that enterprise team I was in. Like I improved a lot as a player in that team, and that like when I was in that tier 2 team, I got to scrim against, you know, other tier 1 teams. You know, I got to scrim against the old Heretics roster, like all the old tier 1 teams. And I kind of got to I would destroy these guys in scrim.
Dude, I still do it to this day. Like if we play against, not that I'm gonna replace you guys, of course, right? But like I still do it to this day. Like if we play against someone insane in scrims, I'll take a note. Like why not?
Just in case.
Yeah, just in case.
Can we leak about like what tier 1 rosters could you have joined back then?
Oh, I have no idea. I mean, the thing is, nobody actually came and offered me instantly a tier 1 team. No, that didn't happen. It was, I had the chance to join like a tier 2 team instantly. I forgot, it was an Italian team. It wasn't like the greatest Italian team, but when I stopped to Valorant, I instantly got tier 2 offers. But I was like, that for me, that was still too much. I was like, no, I don't want to mess with tier 2 because I don't even, I'd played CS before, like when I was like really young, when I was like 12, and I was good at it. But I was like, I never like joined a team really on CS. And I had no idea about like I just knew how to shoot. That was it. And I was like, okay, I don't really want to join tier 2. I want to understand the game a little bit. So when the Suda Woody's team, the reason I joined it was because an old Fortnite friend that I played with just randomly messaged me on Discord saying, yeah, we're playing in this tier 3 Dutch league. And I was like, yeah, go on. Like, might as well. Like, I'm all I'm doing is play ranked all day, so I might as well just give it a go. And yeah, then I farmed that tier 3 league mainly. The only person that actually kind of gave me trouble in that tier 3 league was Flickless.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Flickless. And now he's
We've come full circle.
Yeah, now he's in Giants, so it's pretty crazy. He was the only, because at the time I was a Jet 1 trick, and he was also a Jet 1 trick, and we'd always play against each other because he was in a team called Sector 1 Wings Program. And
That's a banging name.
Yeah, it was like the academy team of Sector 1, and yeah, we'd have these like, he would beat me every single time. Every single time we played them, we would just get destroyed. But it's cool, like, kind of the roots of, you know, my career and his career. Now we kind of meet in VCT. It's quite cool for me.
Started from the bottom, we're here, literally.
Exactly, yeah.
You are, I mean, really at the top of the top again in EMEA. You've been here before. Last year, I think probably the year that was such a breakout for you guys. I have to address, I'm just going to rip up the band-aid. It was a year where I think you should have won a trophy. You know, you could have won a trophy. Everyone wanted you to win a trophy. Maybe a kickoff, some elements of that perhaps got into your head. But we've arrived just before playoffs of Split 1. Toronto's in the on the horizon. This is a tournament right now in the EMEA. You could win, right? We could break the second place curse right here.
Of course. I think did we go into every tournament knowing we can win, and I think the whole second place thing.
Is it real? Is the curse real?
Nah, it's just a natural process. Like I had the same thing in CS. Like I didn't win. I mean, UK CS again, not the heights and heights and heights, but it's the same thing, right? You have a good team. We came third, we came second so much, and we cared so much about winning. Eventually, when you win the first one, you just don't care anymore. And I think I won like 7 or 8 lands in the UK eventually. So it's like, once you win the first one, it's whatever. And I think last year, again, it is very a normal thing, right? Oh, you were in 4 or 5 grand finals, you didn't win a single one. But at the end of the day, it's what these guys learned was insane. And I don't think anyone at the start of the year would have expected us to win anything, right? So even being in the grand finals was insane. And getting the chance to experience champions finals in our first year as like a rookie team is crazy. So I don't know. I think if we just keep to the process and not care about the result, we're going to win one eventually just because of how good they are and how hard they work. So
yeah, you are undefeated right now in EMEA this split. That final game versus Fnatic was, you know, a very important one, especially for you guys. And I might be wrong when I say this. I don't think I am. I have a very good memory. I think you're the only EMEA team that has a positive head-to-head record against Fnatic. I think everybody, they go like 4-1, 2-3, 3-2, whatever against everyone. At this point, every time you've met them, you've done really well. Mm-hmm. So what was your mindset going into that game? I mean, under the circumstances as well, it's not easy having it rescheduled and so on. And how much confidence has it given you going into playoffs after dominating them?
I think it was quite a weird game. I think both of us, like us and Fnatic, had like a little bit weird schedules with the rescheduling, but I think we kind of just went into it. I mean, the thing is, we went into it the same as we would any game. Like, we know how good we are. Like, if we play like ourselves, we'll beat any team in the world. Like, it's kind of the only way we lose games is by us playing bad. Like, for me, even if the other team plays good, like let's say Fnatic played at their best, which I don't think they did. I don't think they played at their best. But if we also play at our best, there's no team in the world that will beat us. So we always just go into the same, like each game the exact same. Like, we're just gonna play our game. Obviously the coaches and Boo, they have ideas of what they're gonna do, but they don't tell us everything. We kind of just For me, it's very easy to play when I don't have to think about too much. Like, if I'm thinking about what they're gonna do or everything like this, then sometimes it gets a bit too much. So I think Neil and Weber and Boo, they do it really good where they know what the enemies are gonna do, but they only tell us things that are important and things like that. They just let us play, and I think that's why we are also really good. So yeah, I mean, we just went into it same as always. I think Fnatic are a really good team, but yeah, I think they have things to improve on. I think same as every team, we need to improve on things for playoffs. But I think once they get into their form again, I think they're going to be fine.
Well, the good news is Miniboo has he's back to Miniboo. He's back to prime Miniboo now. There was a bit of a worry and a lot of pressure on him, especially after end of last year, kickoff as well. You guys know what it's like getting a lot of slack on social. So how have you guys helped, I guess, Miniboo? Because he does come across a little bit emotional in the game and so on. But when he's doing well, he's so good.
I think it is just supporting him, to be honest, and being there for him. And I think we've created a really good culture in our team where if you are struggling or you are having a bad time, just speak it up and we'll sort it out together, So I think it is just he had a lot of stress last year as well, the skill, which was also insane that he managed to play how he did. And then I don't think kickoff was anything like, oh, Miniboo, you didn't perform really great. Like, we played really bad as a team. Like, we were really bad as a team. So no one performed anywhere near their level. It's like the way that we were in kickoff, no one would have played well. Like, even if Miniboo was playing how he was now, which honestly wouldn't have been possible.
Like mentally, you mean?
Just as a team, we had such low confidence. We had pretty poor preparation, to be honest with you. Like, we were really sick. It's probably the sickest I've been in my life, actually. Like, I don't know what happened, but we all got hit with like an illness where I was literally in bed for like a week. I couldn't move.
I mean, all of us were ill for like 2 or 3 weeks. So like half the time we were prepping, like at least one of us was sick, and at one time, like all of us were sick at the same time. And
I was playing Neon.
He was scrimming instead of Dommy at one point. Like, yeah, he was playing.
Was it good?
I got an ace.
He got an ace. He got an ace. I mean, it was against an eco.
It was an eco.
It was against an eco.
Who? Against which team?
They weren't bad, right?
It was some tier 2 team.
Oh, I was gonna say.
Yeah, no, it wasn't
like,
that bad.
It wasn't that bad.
It was.
I don't think I could. I think I would retire if that happened to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was our prep was pretty scuffed, and yeah, I think when you're like if you're in a team where, because at kickoff we were a completely different team to what we were last year, where we didn't really have chemistry. I mean, we had chemistry, but we didn't have like the fundamentals what made us so good before. And when you have a team that doesn't have good fundamentals, it's really hard to perform consistently individually. Like, you're always gonna have like bad games or times where you're just getting stomped, like we did against Vitality and Liquid. Like, there's always gonna be times like that. So I think our main focus from kickoff to stage 1 was just like kind of getting back to our roots and what made us good before. And we had a lot of talks about it. Like, we all had to speak about like what went wrong and what we wanted to change. And I think, to be honest, I'm really happy and impressed with us with how we reacted to this, because for like right now, I believe like if we ever have a bad season, like we're going to be able to come back from it, from what's happened at kickoff. So yeah,
it's also the timing works, right? You rather have a bit of a slow start then, because with champs at the end of the year, you don't want to be doing this in split 1 or split 2. And it helps that you haven't lost yet. You have the momentum, you have the confidence. But looking ahead to playoffs, now being seed 1 means you're very, very close to qualifying for Toronto. And all you have to do is beat the winner of BBL versus Na'Vi, which sounds silly, right? Because that's all you have to do. Is going to be very, very hard. So what do you make of that BBL versus Na'Vi matchup? Is there a team you would rather play, you think suits you a little bit more as an opponent?
I don't really care who we play. I mean, Na'Vi would be nice because we've prepared against them already. We beat them already. We've played them a lot last year as well, successfully. I do think BBL is probably who we're going to play.
I mean, yeah, I think BBL. I mean, on paper, BBL should beat Na'Vi, I think. But I mean, the thing is, when you've got this time like leading up to playoffs, teams can improve a lot. Like, you can't really. I don't know. Like, BBL for me will win on paper, but I don't know, maybe Na'Vi are going to improve a lot, like up until this time, until playoffs, and Na'Vi could be a different Na'Vi by the time playoffs starts. So it's pretty random, I think. I think for me, I'd rather play Na'Vi as well, just because, yeah, I've got experience against them, and I don't think we've lost to them since we made this roster. So yeah,
I mean, we also played BBL on kickoff, but again, I think they've improved since then.
Yeah, they've improved a lot since kickoff.
Do you have a preference when it comes to like the prep and momentum to have the whole week to wait and play someone, or in a playoffs bracket where you could play every day? Does it suit you more?
I really enjoy the playing every day.
I thought you might say that. Yeah.
I don't know, like Shanghai schedule was insane, like lower bracket run, but it's like I don't know, I just love it. I don't know why, maybe it's just weird, but like the thought of, okay, I've only got 12 hours to do it. It's kind of like a challenge.
You can lock in for a whole week. Yeah.
And it's nice. Whereas when you wait a week, it's kind of like, man, come on. Like, I just want to get to the official. So
That's true. Yeah.
I think get more time to prep, right? But
international events, like for us, we were, for both Shanghai and Champs, we were in lower bracket and we didn't have much time in between the games. But it was like, your mind is only on Valorant. Like you know, when you've got this whole time to prepare, like you're not
distracted.
You're not like fully like thinking. Like for me, I'm not fully thinking about playing like my official. You know, I'm like, okay, we're gonna play scrims. You know, like I'm not completely focused on like, okay, we've got a game to play. Whereas when you're playing like back to back, or you're like just like you've got a game in 2 days, like you're a lot more locked in. And I think I enjoy that as well. Like that time where you're just full focused.
You have a comfort zone, I think. Every time we see you guys in that bracket format, your comfort zone really shows. Yeah. On the other side of this, though, we also have Fnatic playing Foot, and the winner of that will play Liquid for a spot. Do you have any opinions, favorites, who you think could be making it through on that side?
I think Fnatic should beat Foot, but it's not an easy matchup either. It's quite difficult. Foot are talented and they can pop off.
Yeah, I think both teams in their prime, like if they both get into form, I mean, for me, it's like Valorant's like comes down to form so much. Like it's such a like not a random game, but it's so heavily based on like confidence and how you're playing on the day. Yeah, like it kind of, for me, when you have two good teams like that, Fnatic and Foot, it's gonna come down who plays better on the day. Like I think it's quite rare that you have a team that will just, I mean, okay, I think we're like this, but like that will kind of just beat any team when they're, you know,
consistency is so hard in this game. It's so hard.
It's so difficult. I think like for me, it's a bit off topic, but like us being so consistent last year, it gave me a lot of respect for Fnatic in 2023 or 2022. You're such a
fanboy.
Yeah, because I was like, man, it was so hard to hold that form like through Shanghai when everybody has your VODs and everything. People know what you're doing, and then to also do good at champs. Like for me, I was like, wow, like Fnatic did a really good job. Like it made me even more impressed with what they did. But for me, Fnatic versus Foot, it just comes down to who plays better on a day. But I'm always going to root for Fnatic. I'm not going to lie. I'm always going to root for Fnatic. They're my boys. So yeah.
Oh, I love that. That's very wholesome. Very wholesome. Now, if you do make Toronto, unfortunately, EDG will not be there. So you will not get your rematch anytime soon. Yeah. But which teams would you want to play against and maybe get your rematch?
I think I mean, for me, I love playing Sentinels. Just because I like how much clout they have, and I like how popular the game is. For me, I'm a bit, you know, when I just like how when there's a lot of people watching the game, I just love it being an important game. You know, like if we play against Sentinels, that's going to be a very big game. Like,
you must love EDG as well. Then.
I love also EDG. But for me, the main one I would love to play against is PaperX. PaperX, but I mean they haven't qualified yet as we record this. Yeah, but that is a team I would love to play against just because
clout as well.
Throwback for me, it's a throwback to Masters Madrid when we played against them and we lost, and I got a lot of hate for that game because I was I was very emotional during that game.
What, more than him?
I mean, okay,
maybe.
We were a very emotional.
I
team
probably set off a bad example, which then led to Benjy getting a bit more emotional.
Oh, trickle down.
Yeah. It was a bad example.
But I think we've evolved from that point. We've evolved. Like that's the thing. From every event we've played, we've learnt so much. Like for me, Masters Madrid was like that was probably the biggest learning experience I had. Was I need to chill sometimes. Like I need to not get so emotional.
But you guys are fine behind the scenes, right? Because obviously the fans might watch us and be like, "There's beef," but there's really no beef.
No, dude, after the thing that when I shouted at Mindfreak, I was like, oh man, maybe he's actually upset. Yeah. And I seen him in the lobby in the hotel and he was like, bro, I don't give a shit. I thought it was funny.
He's very cold.
He was so chill and he was like, I thought it was funny, mate. I'm not gonna lie. And he's like, do you want a picture? And I was like, yeah, please, because everyone thinks I want to kill you. But nah, he was super chill. I think he thought it was funny. So.
Is a good time to address some of the recent things. We won't go into what happened because I think everyone under the sun has seen what's been going on social media. But what I do want to ask you guys is, because on the whole, you're for me at least, you're not a problematic team. You know, you're not out here flaming people or, you know, standing up against them and screaming at them, all this stuff. I rarely ever see you guys behind the stage, on the stage, do anything that could be remotely deemed as problematic. You're friends with a lot of players behind the scenes, but how do you deal with, I guess, fandoms having to, you know, make sure you're always saying things out of respect, or how people can interpret what you say now you guys are in a position where so many people watch you. You're under a microscope all the time.
I can start. I mean, I think for a lot of players, it is quite difficult. I mean, the thing is for me, I've been in esports for a long time, and I kind of understand like what you need to be like, not to like you need to like not say what you think or whatever, but for me, like when you have, for example, our team, we have a bunch of rookies, right, that have never been in like a spotlight, and when you have these young players who have never had this attention or had this sort of fan base, they can mess up, like they can say things that people take badly, and I think it's kind of learning from that, and it's all kind of a learning experience, I think, for a lot of people. I think sometimes we've said some stupid things, you know, every now and then. Silly things.
Yeah.
Like nothing really bad, like, but I think it's all kind of just learning and understanding, you know, what people think about you, and understanding there's people that really care about you and people that care a lot about other players and or like other players and teams and everything. And it's kind of just understanding like there is some things that you can't really go past and say sort of bad things.
Yeah, I think it is people just really, you have to be really, really careful about how you word things. And I think it's a good example with Rienz and Aspas. Like Rienz is probably one of the nicest kids you'll ever meet in your life. And I don't think there's any pro or coach who genuinely dislikes or hates another player, because everyone respects how hard it is to be where they are. And I think, yeah, even my example with EDG, there was a lot of stuff about that, me calling Kang overrated. The literal question in the podcast was overrated. And I think I even said, like, the guy's insane. He just farmed us. He's incredible. If I had to pick one, it's him. And then I give a suggestion, right? But that's like, it's an opinion. And I feel like it's getting to the point now where you can't give opinions or you're going to get slaughtered. So
I mean, it depends. Like,
it's a hard one.
It is hard. I think it's just, I mean, people love Kang. People love Aspas. Like, if you...
Including you two.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, I would hope that Aspas doesn't hate Rians or doesn't hate me now. And I'd hope Kang doesn't hate you. Like, I think as players, I don't think there's much emotion with things like that when people give their opinions. But I think fans, at the end of the day, they care a lot. And I think that's what makes, like, esports so good, is when the fans care a lot. And it's when that's why you have these big crowds, and that's why you have people making fan arts about you. It's because they care a lot. So yeah, when you say something that a fan takes badly about a player that they like, they're gonna react badly, and I think it's natural.
Your fan arts, by the way, are the
my god, we have such good fan
best.
arts.
Yeah, that's the best by far. But I do think it's also one of those situations where you go to a global event. It's like summer camp. You're gonna see the EDG boys. You're gonna see, you know, MIBR, and you're hug it out. You have a picture. You go for a meal, and everything's really chill. You know, there's no genuine anything bad behind any of this. Just content. Sometimes it's for content.
Yeah, I think it's as well as like, I feel like you need that kind of, I mean, if people want to call it a rivalry, it's not like people, I've seen so many comments, oh, they're rage bait and they're trying to start stuff because they're irrelevant. It's like, did we film that content piece like 2 weeks after Champions?
Yeah, it was
like 5 or 6 months ago.
Yeah,
and it's like, it's not like we've lost Bangkok, we're salty, we're coming out and flaming people to be relevant again.
It was literally
it's
after
literally
Champs.
so long ago.
You could be a tiny bit salty about losing Champs, though. I think that's fine.
Yeah, I'm not salty. I don't know how you can be salty about coming second in your rookie year.
Oh,
like,
that's true.
For me, it's like, bro, the fact we even got there is, I feel like I won the trophy anyway. So
yeah,
it's
but
whatever.
EDG were unbelievable, and them winning did the amount, the scene exploding in China is good for all of us that it explodes over there.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's there's no bad outcome coming out of there. And speaking of outcome, I will just quickly go back to playoffs real quick one more time, because I wanna get the Omega prediction from you guys, Giga quick. Give me the 3 teams making Toronto, and give me the 2 teams making the grand finals here at playoffs. Go.
For me, it's gonna be us, Fnatic. Oh wait, can it be us, Fnatic, and Liquid? Is that possible?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's possible.
Okay,
Yeah.
us, Fnatic, and Liquid, and it's gonna be us versus Liquid in the finals.
Oh, okay.
Honestly, I think I agree.
Yeah, I think Liquid's
Dude, there's a small chance
yeah.
actually. I could see BBL going on a run
BBL could
on the
do,
lower. I think BBL
yeah.
are dangerous.
Yeah.
I agree with you though.
I think BBL are like the dark horse of playoffs.
Yeah.
I think people underrate them a lot, but they are like really, really good. Like really, really good in my opinion. Like when they're playing good, they have very talented players, and I think for me, I respect Yampy a lot. I think he's a great IGL and he's a great player, and I think when you have a leader like that, like when you have a strong leader, I think you can do a lot and you can upset a lot of games. So yeah, I believe in BBL as well.
It's a hard team to anti-strat as well, just because they have so much.
Oh
individuals.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't know. Levin makes the riskiest decisions. Sometimes
Yeah,
I'm
it's
like, you
very
can't
hard
prep
to
for that.
predict. Yeah, it's
You
very
could
hard.
not prep for that. Vitality. Are they not? You don't believe in Vitality right now?
I feel like
No, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't.
I'll
Like,
let Benjy
I
answer.
like, okay, they obviously had the best run out of any team in Europe in kickoff, right? But I think they're struggling a bit just in terms of form. And I think maybe they lost their identity as a team a little bit. I think them swapping out Trex for Cyroth kind of, I think, because the thing is, you can never tell what happens behind the scenes with a team, right? You've always got the face value, like when a fan is looking at a team, they'll be like, oh, why did you kick Trex? You guys did so good at Bangkok. But I mean, you never know what happens behind the scenes. So for me, okay, it makes sense. Sure, like whatever they thought of, okay, they made a roster change. But when you make a roster change, I think people underrate how hard it is to kind of get to a good level again. Like it is a really big thing swapping out one player. And I think that's what they're struggling with a little bit. And I'm not saying I'm blaming it on Cyroth, but I think when
Takes time, right?
it takes
Takes
a lot
time.
of time. Like when you like swapping out one player is a big deal. Like if we were to swap out one player, I like any player you could swap out. I think in our team, even coach, like you would ruin the chemistry and the thing that you've built this whole time. So yeah, I think that's what they're struggling with. If I had to guess, obviously I don't know, but yeah, I think it's hard for them to kind of. They just need to find their form again, really.
I think you can never ever rule them out though when you've got that much skill in the team. Like there is a chance so they could
Just
get to the finals.
dirk in
So,
time.
yeah, there's a chance they just click again and they get back to their kickoff form for sure.
I've learned to never doubt Durka. I've just learned that if Durka feels like he's gonna make finals, he'll do it. You know, it will just happen. And last but not least, I want to quickly do a bit of a quick fire in a segment that we like to call meta or meh. I know the fans love this. So I'm gonna give you a topic. I'm gonna give you a thing, and you're gonna have to tell me if you feel like this is meta or meh. You know. The example I would say is Tejo, meta or meh, but we're not going to do that one because that's really boring. Okay. Instead, we're going to do Neon, meta or meh.
Meta, but only when Dommy's on it.
Yeah, pretty much.
The thing is, I feel like we could put Dommy on Neon on any map and he's going to farm. I mean, I think prime example is Icebox. Neil's a very big believer on Neon Icebox, but I think the reason for that is Dommy. Like, I think if you put a normal Neon player on Icebox, then you're not going to perform as good as Dommy ever. Like, I think Neil's vision of that comp specifically and how it works, like, just suits us so good. And yeah, so for me, it's. Yeah,
so you were saying it's meh in general?
No, meta.
No, but if
meta
it's
in general,
not Miniboo's Neon.
No, I think
Neon's still pretty
Meta?
good.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think
Neon's-
it's still hard to play against.
it's still
if
very
you play
hard.
against a good Neon, it's hard.
Yeah.
I think it's got to that point though where after I got nerfed a little bit, everyone before could just pick up Neon and they'd get to a pretty high level, but now you actually have to be pretty good against
So
Neon.
meta in general, but Miniboo Neon, extra points. All
Exactly.
right. Next one, playing badminton.
That's
Meta or
meta.
meh?
It's definitely meh.
So the reason that I'm asking this is because Neil, you had a little boo-boo.
I did have an injury.
Yeah.
It was just before our game. It was the morning.
Yeah, I couldn't walk.
What happened? Describe it to me.
So obviously, like, I'm kind of old. So me and Weber, we're hitting the gym, like we're getting in decent-ish shape. We thought, you know what, we'll play badminton like a couple of times a week. It's good cardio. our performance coach Ryan came over. He's got like an 8-pack. He's shredded.
He's also really good at sports.
Yeah, and I told him
sport.
I would farm him at badminton, which I was doing quite well. But then like he's obviously extremely fit, and he was making me kind of run around, and I really wanted to win, so I went for a shot that was like impossible, and kind of like twisted my leg, went over, and it just popped and crunched. And then
God, did you win the point?
no.
Oh
No.
no!
Well, I lost the point on my leg.
For nothing.
But it's still meta after all that.
No. It's definitely meant.
Nah,
Meh?
it's meh
Yeah.
now.
I'm retired.
I mean, I love badminton. That was,
I think I'll be back. We could say
I
now,
think it
to
is
be fair.
meta. I think
Yeah, okay.
badminton is meta.
We
but
played it as a team activity. And it was
yeah,
good
we
fun.
did a team activity of badminton. And
Should we organize a league then? Because
Yeah.
I know you played
Oh.
football against some of
Yeah,
the
we
other
played
teams.
football against Fnatic.
Yeah.
We played football. Wait, I think
Was it
that
Vitality last
No,
year? I can't remember.
I think someone
No.
else played against Vitality, but we did.
We did Fnatic.
We had
and
plans of
then-
doing it against Navi as well. I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
So did you win?
Against
football
Fnatic?
No, we got.
Oh, we got smoked.
We got
We got
smoked.
smoked against Fnatic.
They had Leo.
They had Leo.
Leo
They
was
had,
incredible.
and they had Ryan. Our
And
performance
Ryan,
coach
yeah.
now. Yeah, they had like some good footballers, and I was.
We were all kind of.
We were all out of shape. We were all out
Who
of
was
shape.
in goal for you?
We don't even have. Actually, Weber is insane in goals because he used to be a goalkeeper, and his pinky's even like it literally goes sideways
Oh
because
my
he
goodness.
broke it playing football. So
Yeah, we didn't have Weber in goal.
We didn't have Weber
We
in
didn't have
goal.
Weber, and we didn't have Rians because they both. I don't know why they.
I can't. They couldn't get visas.
Yeah, I think
Weber
it
was doing something
It
in
must
Norway,
have
and
been
then
visa issues, so Rians wasn't
we
there.
didn't
but-
have Woot either.
Yeah, we wasn't there, so we were kind of down. We were down a lot of players.
Yeah,
so that
we were
is-
down to
that's,
the bare
that's my
bones.
excuse.
Nah.
We were down players. They had Leo and Ryan, so it
Yeah,
was a bit
Leo was
unfair.
very
Boaster
good.
was actually pretty good. Too.
Boaster was also quite good. Yeah,
He's
I
just
mean,
small.
Yeah, but he was fast
Yeah.
and kind of like in good shape. So.
yeah.
yeah.
All right. Well, we'll set up maybe a badminton league. That's
Yeah,
like
that
less
sounds good, I
dangerous,
It sounds
I
less
think.
dangerous.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
I mean, I don't know about less
you
dangerous.
hurt your wrist as well, playing, no?
I hurt my wrist, yeah, but that was just because I held it wrong. I had like after I played, I had like a really big bump, like literally, like it was like swollen right here because when I don't know, I just held it wrong and like the handle kept going into my wrist and I didn't realize until afterwards.
okay, we're not doing this
Yeah,
league.
Yeah.
might,
We're not doing
It might be
this
quite
league.
dangerous.
It's honestly
yeah.
quite
It's
hard
not
to
happening.
find a non-dangerous sport for gamers because we will just injure ourselves.
Yeah.
Basketball, maybe?
Nah, I've like broken a finger playing basketball.
Neil, you gotta look after yourself.
I was young.
You gotta look
I was
after.
young.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay,
that's
that's
when
the
I was
whole thing.
younger, not recently.
All right. Next one, meta or met? Taylor Swift.
Oh, Mel, for sure.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah. Why are you
I
questioning
mean,
me?
I don't
Yes,
listen
you do,
to Taylor
Benjy. You
Swift.
do now.
I do now? Okay, meta. All right, my bad.
All right. People don't know this because you and Weber, you're Swifties.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Really?
for sure.
What's your favorite song right now? You like the old stuff?
Haunted, always. Haunted.
Haunted. Oh,
Yeah,
that's
always.
taste.
That's like in the car all the time.
Wow, that is taste. That is taste.
Me, Weber, and Rian's always ride in the same car, and we have like the same playlist. There's like 3 or 4.
Rian's
old-
is a Swiftie?
No, he is now. Like not really by choice. Like it's just education.
Indoctrinated.
Yeah.
Yeah. How come Benji's not on the train?
I just don't listen to Taylor Swift to be honest. I mean, listen, there's no hate there. I just
Can't believe Neil.
No,
Sort
yeah.
this out.
It's fine. We'll work on
Sort
it.
this
Sorry.
We'll
out.
work on it.
All right. There's some people are gonna love that you gave that answer. By the way. Next one, meta or met? Oxy.
Oh, I love Oxy.
mad.
Oh, you know I love Oxy from the interview.
Yeah.
That I
I also
I
coached him
swore
for
in.
like.
Did you get fined
Couple
by
of
the way
weeks.
from that interview?
No.
Okay, good.
I don't want right to remember.
What did you
so
do?
I swore.
Oh,
You can swear here.
okay.
You're allowed to
Oh,
swear
really?
here.
I'm
yeah.
allowed to swear?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
well, I didn't know that.
But yeah, Oxy, meta
No,
or
for sure.
met?
I coached him for like a month. He's hilarious. Like he was when he played with us in Dark Zero. He used to play in the kitchen, and he would be in the official, and it was like on Tuesdays. It was karaoke night in his house, and he'd play in the kitchen, and like he would literally have to mute. He'd be like, "It's karaoke night, bro," and you can just hear his mum
What do you
singing in the
mean
background.
it's karaoke
Yeah, yeah.
night at his house?
His parents would do karaoke night on Tuesdays.
Can he sing? Is he good?
No, he didn't sing. He was literally
playing.
in an
Oh.
official, and he'd have to mute his mic, and you could hear his mum just giving it in the background. There's a clip on Twitter. I posted it on Twitter.
Oh, that's amazing.
We're in a Breeze official, and he's like, "It's karaoke night, bro. I need to
That's
mute the mic."
incredible.
Yeah, he's
So
so
he
funny.
must be good at karaoke.
I think he must be.
Yeah,
If his
for sure.
parents are holding karaoke nights in the kitchen,
Yeah.
he must be good.
We've been to karaoke.
We have been.
Benji
in
did some
Istanbul.
Oasis.
Yes,
Yeah?
I did. But I remember this night was so unfair because we were with Connor Ball and with Talia, and like we had
Professional
two
singers.
professional singers we were doing karaoke with. So then you had Connor Ball and Talia doing a little duet, like, and then I had me and my brother doing like Bohemian Rhapsody after, and like there's no comparison really. You can't really.
Charles Fishy did well.
he did
well.
Charles
yeah.
did do good, but like what you can't. You're against two professional singers, like yeah.
My favorite of that night is obviously Connor Ball. He's from a band called the Vamps. You know the Vamps. You're from the UK. Yeah. So Boaster had the audacity to sing a Vamp song in front of him.
Boaster can sing though.
He can, but that to me is a bit cocky, you know. Like I'm gonna sing a Vamp song in front of someone from the Vamps. What's your karaoke song? What's your go-to? Is it Haunted?
Nah, I don't really have one. I'm not a karaoke kind of human. I'd have to be like 5 beers deep or something.
You guys ever been? You haven't done team?
We've never done team karaoke actually.
Is it T1 had a karaoke booth?
Oh
in
my
their
god,
office?
we went to the T1 facility in
their basement,
Seoul.
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, it's like
it's literally like
in their
yeah. It's like they've got like 10 floors. Or one of the floors is like a games room where they have like pool. They have I don't know, just random things, and they have literally a mini karaoke like machine.
It's like 2 booths.
Yeah, it's 2 booths of karaoke. So whenever you want, you could just finish practicing and go do karaoke if you want. Like it's crazy.
Yeah,
that's what I want to get.
All right, we'll do some team karaoke. And very lastly, I don't want an explanation, just meta or meh. Bold buff.
I'm gonna have to say
meh. For me, meh.
Yeah.
For me, there's a new buff. And it's the blonde buff.
Blonde buff,
yeah.
Yeah, true, actually.
Woot, soul.
Yeah.
Going
Dommy
blonde
as well.
And Dommy. There is a chance I might be going blonde as well. There's a chance, but we'll wait for that. It's either going to be Toronto or Champs. We'll see.
Love that.
You joining in?
Nah.
I mean, Weber's already blonde, so it's fine.
Yeah, but I don't think I could pull that off.
All right.
I reckon
you could. No. Let's do it. We'll get it done. Blonde buff, it's a real thing. Thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you guys at playoffs, which will kick off on May 8th on Thursday. Very, very exciting stuff. And we will decide which teams are going to be going to Toronto. Best of luck next week.
Thank you very much.
And fingers crossed, we'll see you in Canada.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.